Well, today on the farm, getting an early start. It is the first part of August. Behind me, I've been doing some milling, and this is white pine. Last weekend, I guess this is Monday morning, but it was the weekend before last, I was given, and I had to go retrieve them, I was given 7 loads that I could carry on this trailer, 7 loads of white pine logs, and they were good sized logs, cut to 14.5 foot, some longer, a few shorter. But keep in mind, my trailer is rated for 7,000 pounds, what I could haul on it. And I've got a good estimate on weighing logs when I pick them up with my tractor. And when every year I go get feed by the ton, so 2,000 pounds, my tractor will just barely pick that up. And so when I pick up these logs, I kind of guesstimate the sway or the feel of the tractor to let me know how much weight I'm putting on the trailer. So I was running 7 to 8, some instances 9 logs is what I would haul on the trailer, but anyway, 7 loads. And so the log yard is quite full with some white pine, and I need to mill up 1 more log today. I'll have everything I need for construction of the solar kiln between the maple logs that I milled up in the 2x4s, and then the white pine. Now, something that I did differently on this white pine, if I cut a 1.5 inch, I'm making the dimensional, what you would find at the big box stores, dimensional lumber, the 2x4s, for the construction project for the kiln. When I milled these logs a couple days ago, I milled them at 1.5 inch slab. So if it was 4 inches wide, that's great. If it was 12 inches wide, I just left it right there. I'm going to dry it that way. So when I go to building something, then I will have a different assortment. But if I need to cut them down to the 2x4 dimensional lumber, I'll just put them back on my mill and cut them down to what I need. My hope is also as it's drying that it will not warp or bend or be all torqued out of shape, and then within a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, I guess, when I put it on the mill to make my 2x4s in the different lengths, I need 8s, 10s, I think some 12s. Mostly I will need, I think was from my previous video, I needed like 30, I think that's about right. Anyway, I need some 16 footers, 16s and some 14s as well. And this is all in my mind, and it's just I'm designing my own kiln to a point because I want it to be 16 foot long, and then when I make the door, I want to be able to actually put just shy of 16, so I could put a 14-foot piece of lumber in there. And if you've seen the other video, I've got some 14-foot maple slabs, and I want to be able to dry a 14-foot board. And so today I'm going to mill 1 more log. You see some huge posts, some 7-inch posts, and in the barn that we're sitting in, I have got to get something built to cover the mill for the winter time. So behind me, and what I'll do is turn the camera around and show you, I'll build a side shed onto the hay barn here, but also I need to cover up my cattle working equipment. I looked at the metal carports, and they want $1,000 just for a little narrow, what was it, a 7 by 10 foot long, just to cover the squeeze chute. And for what, $800, I said, geez, I'll just build it out of sawmill lumber, and I've done plenty of projects with it. And so I'll build my own cattle working area cover, so anytime during the hot months, or if it's snowing, raining, we can still work cattle out there at the squeeze chute. So here's the start of the sawmill logs, and this is all the white pine. And before I got started, I needed to make some more posts and stickers, and that's what I have done with one of the oak logs out in the yard. So it was a few days ago. I milled up one oak log and 2 pine logs. All right, so let's look to the left. I've got pine logs. That's just everywhere. Right there's the cattle working equipment I need to build a cover on. Of course, there's a log up on the mill. It's ready to go. Pine to the left and to the far back. That center, the next set of logs that you can see, 3 or 4, that is oak. And then the circumference of everything else, the hickory trees, the maple logs, all of that is new. And I guess I need to make a video, show you my trailer, how I get the logs, and then because I haul my little John Deere tractor to load them up with, but then I use the big John Deere tractor to unload them. And behind me, there's where I want to put the rain gutters. But this last rainstorm, and I hauled in some chert and put this chert all to cover up the mud underneath so it's not so bad, but we're beating a hole in the ground just from the water runoff, and I want to stop that. Okay, and then on the end of the barn here, I haven't designed it in my mind or on paper, but do a side shed come off of this, I don't know, 10 feet out, 15 feet out. That gate is a 12-foot gate, and that'll give you an idea if I took it out to 12 feet. And I don't use that gate a lot for tractors, implements coming and going. I can go through it, but if I do half of, or a little over half of the barn now and make the side shed there, I think I would be good. I could still come and go, but I've got some bigger 20-foot gaps up in that corner in the backyard, and then 2 behind the barn that I can move tractor implements around and come and go. But that gate right there we just use as a walk-through gate or moving cattle. Well, in this instance, I put the sheep over there this morning. They roam in the different pastures. But let's get started this morning milling, and I need to go move the trailer that's on the back of the tractor, put it into place, and we'll go get some work done today. Center of pith, 8.5 inches. Take this toe board to the other end. Didn't have to go up too much, just a half an inch. But it's kind of a crooked log. We'll have to see what we get into. What I'm trying for is a 7-inch cant out of the center of this pine log, and that broken piece concerns me. It's 14 feet, I think this log is 14 foot 7 inches, which we can still cut it if I don't need it to be actually 14 feet. So we're going to take one slab off of this, roll it on its side at a 90, and start just squaring it up. Well, the lumber is all stacked, ready to dry. I'll pull it out in the sun. And now it's time to get busy finishing up by cleaning up. All right, folks, that's all there is to it.